Welcome back everybody to another guide from GTASeriesVideos. I'm Gary7MT and I want you as dangerous as possible. Now in this vid, we're gonna drop the facts on the criminal mastermind challenges added by Rockstar Games to the Doomsday Heist. We're giving out inside tips and tricks to help you complete these challenges whether you have a team of 2, 3, or 4 players. Before delving in, as always, shoutouts and respect to everyone posting on our social accounts, the GTA forums, Reddit, and others. We've all profited from their wiles and strategies for completing missions in the fastest, safest ways possible, and as of this video's production date, all known tricks are here.
Or you could just call up an ambulance and get it to come to you, of course. I thought that was pretty obvious, so I didn't mention it.
The Criminal Mastermind, All in Order, and Loyalty challenges are title awards, which means they can be achieved only once, even if you have 2 different characters in your account. To obtain these awards, you have to complete all 3 acts on hard, playing them in order with the same team of players and without losing any lives during setups and finale. To make it easier, the only way to lose the Criminal Mastermind is by playing the missions in normal, in the wrong order, by changing one or more members of the team, or when you or one of your friends dies either during a setup mission or in the finale of the act. The Criminal Mastermind isn't affected by any one of the following. If an enemy is alerted to your presence, someone leaves the job and the mission ends, destroying required vehicles, someone dies during a prep mission, or if the mission fails under any other circumstance. Inevitably, some random bug fucks up your game and voids your Criminal Mastermind progress for no reason at all. And if that happens, shutting down the game before it saves normally allows you to continue later with your progress. The main difference between the Criminal Mastermind challenges in the Doomsday Heist update and the one in the Heist update is the quantity of challenges. There's 1 in the Heist update, while Doomsday has 3 different Criminal Mastermind challenges tied to the number of active players on the team. Achieving the Criminal Mastermind with random players and no communication is next to impossible, so find a team of friends or players you can talk to while playing. The second main difference is bonus payouts. Completing all 3 Criminal Mastermind challenges pays a total of $6,250,000 GTA dollars. Counting all possible bonuses, the max you can make thanks to the new challenges added in the Doomsday Heist is a little less than $8 million, not counting the share of money awarded during the finale. Missions are not designed to be easier or harder based on the number of players on your team. The ability, resilience, and health of enemies is exactly the same regardless of how many friends help. Being a CEO or being in a CEO organization makes your life easier thanks to a few things, from health regeneration to special abilities like a handy talent for bribing greedy bastards or ultra-lit spawnable vehicles at the touch of your fingers. In the Doomsday Heist, there are 3 types of missions: preparation, setup, and finale. The difference is that preps must be played in public sessions, while setup and finales are classic jobs played in private lobbies. Other differences are prep missions let players die multiple times. Missions can be completed solo or with different teams and even out of order, all without losing progress towards your Criminal Mastermind award. So it's possible to play the prep missions in a row or do the prep and setup before going to the next prep. It's all up to you and your team. We recommend finding public lobbies with the least number of players. This lessens your chance of jerks trying to play against your team. Obviously, if you luck up and can get a public session all to yourselves, ride that wave and try a solo public session. Once that's done, completing the missions with a buzzard is a piece of cake. With that said, let's move on to setup missions and the tips and tricks. For starters, always have a full supply of body armor available at every ammunition and snacks free from the secretary at the desk inside the facility.
There are 3 data thefts I need you to unbreach, re-breach, broach. I'm a natural communicator.
There's not much to say for the mission Dead Courier. The paramedic team should keep a low profile until they reach the top floor. From then on, stealth can be tossed to the wind because once they download the data, the alarm's going off anyway. The recovery team should travel in a Kuruma armor. Utilizing the car's protection, do your best to slaughter all hostiles. Once the helicopter has landed, approach enemies stealthily or risk a shootout on open ground. Once aboard the chopper, the recovery team has to reach and waste any combatants in front of the morgue. With all the hostiles dead and the helicopter safely on the ground, signal the paramedics to leave the building and safely reach the helicopter. For signal intercepts, it ain't about tricks, but strategy. To avoid taking on too much fire from enemies, stay in front of the enforcer or on its side. Avoid the back. After the hack, move away from the enforcer, giving it some distance, then use a missile to blow it up. With the boats, the tactic instead is to move in a circle around them. Yeah, you may get hit once or twice, but don't sweat it. Server Farm is the first really hard mission of the update. Stay on the down low as you approach both outside and inside the server farm. This way, the alarm will go off only after the third server has been hacked. Organize the hacks with your team in order to complete the third and fourth hack simultaneously to avoid jeopardizing the entire mission.
Well, news agents know you're there and they're entering the server farm, so you've got that to look forward to.
With the hacks done, the safest way to reach the stairs for making a clean getaway is by running along the room's wall, not in the middle. Going through the servers. Reach walls with the letters C or B, depending on your position, and run along it until you reach the C1 and B2 walls that mark the center of the room. During your escape, watch out for enemy spawning points. Once the place has been reached, take turns using your snacks and apply an all-new armor. Then, while shooting from the hip, move to the center of the room, up the stairs, and into the elevator. The situation outside is far easier to handle, but remember to keep your team moving together as a unit and keep the snacks or armor menu open while climbing the stairs. Once everyone is aboard the helicopter, the pilots gotta remember to get out of the area and after a while to activate the stealth mode. This is because if activated immediately, the suspect level will start to flash on the screen without actually being removed. And here we are at the finale of the first act, the data breaches. According to what your goal is regarding the elite objective, the mission can be played in two completely different ways. If there's a time objective to accomplish, use the minigun firing in left to right sweeps. If you're not in a rush and want to be safe instead, use a good rifle in every cover available. There are many enemies to take out, but apart from that, the first finale is really pretty easy to accomplish.
Where are they? Here. Can I get some caffeine here? Vamos, people! You're late.
Undoubtedly, Avenger is one of the hardest missions of the Doomsday heist. Still, it can be made a little easier thanks to Mark II modifications for the heavy sniper rifle. Equip it with a thermal scope and you'll be able to locate every single enemy inside the hangar with ease. Once inside the hangar, run to your right and take cover behind the vehicle workshop. From this point on, keep one of your teammates on the first floor while the rest climb the stairs as a unit. Move one floor at a time, making sure to kill all enemies in the area before moving to the next. The enemies are not infinite, so check your surroundings, take them down, and move forward. Don't rush topside or all your enemies are going to spawn and the mission will become a nightmare. Once on top, activate the lights and the rest of the mission is a cakewalk. Rescue ULP is another relatively hard mission. The ground team's role is pretty easy since enemies are spawned in fixed positions, and if you move accordingly while staying undercover in the right spots, you'll be able to get in and out without being hit. The lookout team has the hard part of this mission. They have to try to keep enemies from entering the foundry and at the same time take down a total of 3 buzzards that show up mid-attack. The more members in the lookout team, the easier controlling the situation will be. The safest way to handle it is by using the Kuruma armor. Stay in the car and move continuously around the foundry, killing all enemies in the area. As soon as a buzzard arrives, focus both your attention and bullets on it. Shoot either the pilot or the back rotor. However it's done, take it down before you become the target of its missiles. Instead of the Kuruma Armored, you can use other heavily armored vehicles like the Insurgent, able to resist limited missile attack, unlike the Kuruma Armored, but you won't be able to move along the area or be protected if inside the car. Eventually, you can also follow the in-game instructions and reach the top of the water tower, defending the position and destroying the buzzards easily because they won't use missiles if you're on foot. Just make sure when you get to the stairs to make sure you use them instead of trying to jump down from the tower, because that will only lead to certain death. Salvage hard drives is maybe the easiest mission. All you have to do is use the RCV as a mobile cover for the team intent on collecting the hard drives from the vans. When they are not off the van, have your buddies gun down every hostile in the area with their pistols. The hardest part of submarine recon is when you have to destroy brickades, buzzards, and insurgents. Just keep moving in straight lines and avoid U-turns if buzzards are aiming at you. Of all finale missions, the Bogdan problem is undoubtedly the easiest. Space in the submarine is so small, all you have to do is aim straight, while the team in the Avenger destroys helicopters that spawn left to right and always in the same places. Finding the right rhythm is all they need. After the sub team is exited, the Avenger team can move on to the beach. If it's a team of two, once near the beach, put the Avenger back in autopilot and waste the enemies on the beach before landing. From now on, the rest of the mission is a friggin' breeze.
Avon has the entire defense infrastructure at his fingertips. We would need a ballistic missile launcher to have half a chance.
And I know where to get one.
The hardest thing about the mission Rescue Agent 14 are the Juggernauts. The first time you meet them, use thermal goggles to make visual contact, then end their asses with a minigun. The easiest way to take them down is to use objects in the marina as cover and let your buddy on the other side handle the enemies coming from the opposite side. With the Juggernauts gone, get back in the Kuruma armor to shield you from the attacking clones. Reaching the second group of Juggernauts, exit the car and use the container as a cover to destroy them with ease. With them gone, again advance in the Kuruma armor, park in front of a cement barrier, and stay in to defeat the last two Juggernauts in front of the helicopters. Focus all team fire from the car on a single enemy at a time. A cement barrier will block most bullets from the Juggernauts, so the Kuruma armor won't take too much fire and you'll have time to take both of them down. Escort ULP is undoubtedly the easiest and most boring mission of the third act. If your team count is a total of 3 or 4 members, have those team members who remain outside the Chernobog to use the Kuruma armor to defeat the clones on the ground. Eliminating them is easier than flipping them all over with the ramp button. If you're instead with a friend, remember to park the mobile missile launcher diagonally on the street to allow your teammate to use missiles against enemy cars. Barrage is still an easy mission, but it's definitely less boring than the previous one. After acquiring the barrage, keep a team member on the ladder and the rest inside the Kuruma armor. Move together to the Sandy Shores airfield, but keep the barrage at the end of the landing strip. This way, the rest of the team in the Kuruma armor can clear the airfield with ease. Once done, reunite the team and reach the delivery checkpoint to end the mission. The safest and easiest way to complete the Kanjali job is by using the Kuruma armor. With your team aboard, reach the site, rip through any foes in the junkyard, then let a player out of the car to plant bombs or use the rocket launcher to blow up the aircraft trailers and vehicles inside the warehouse. With all destroyed, assemble the team again in the car and head towards the tank. Make sure to have the area cleared of enemies before moving the group into the Kanjali. Once all are aboard, reach the main route and head to the destination. To keep things safer, use the main road and avoid the Sandy Shore airfield, or you'll have to destroy various tanks before they destroy you. No tips or tricks for air defense. Just make sure to fly the bomber straight to allow teammates on the machine guns to hit the turrets easily. And in the meantime, you can drop bombs on them. And here we have the granddaddy of them all, the Doomsday scenario finale. This is undoubtedly the hardest and longest mission of the Doomsday heist. As always, to ensure the result of getting the criminal mastermind, the trick is to play it safe. Take your time to move along the map and to find the best cover. To make things easier, choose the Kanjali and not the barrage. This way, the team stays safe inside the tank, while you can use the railgun cannon to clear your path inside the tunnel and bring down the 4 juggernauts waiting at the end. With that threat neutralized, exit the Kanjali and move forward, keeping covered as much as possible. Once past the first hall and through the gate, you're going to face another juggernaut. Leave a member of the team in front with the minigun and avoid being on his or her side or immediately behind to give them space in case they need to take cover. From now on, push forward and keep an eye on the mini-map because sometimes enemies will spawn behind you. The team who took the left path will find itself in position to easily kill the last 2 juggernauts. Simply get in the elevated corridor in the middle of the passage and stay inside the room firing through the door at the juggernauts. The next part is the tricky one. Enemies spawn infinitely until the completion of all 4 hacks. During the hack, the hacker is immortal. Definitely a useful attribute, especially considering the fact that they have no way to defend themselves while pulling the actual hack. With that said, depending on the number of team members you have, this part is going to be easier or harder. The more people you have, the less spawn points each single player has to cover. If playing with only one teammate, position is everything. With that clear, you need to understand the best place to stay is in the far corner of the room near the hacking teammate. From this vantage point, you can focus on enemies spawning on the left and to the side. Be aware, by the way, that the game always spawns enemies far from you who will fire at your hacking friend. So, before completing a hack, the hacker needs to inform the rest of the team so they can take down the enemies in his or her proximity. With the 4th hack done, the mission lightens up a little. Kill the remaining enemies, use the orbital cannon, then navigate narrow corridors to reach the jetpack. During this part, avoid running and move in single file. And if the one in front gets too badly wounded, all they have to do is take cover and leave the role of leader to the following teammate. Once outside, use the jetpack missiles to take down the helicopter and Avon. With that done, all that's left is to reach the final checkpoint to collect your Criminal Mastermind Award.
It's been horrifying, really horrifying, but also pretty fun. So, bye-bye.
That caps off this guide for the Criminal Mastermind challenges in the Doomsday Heist. We hope that our tips come in handy for you and your team in attempting one of the toughest achievements in the whole damned game. If you by chance find other tricks, by all means share them with us, and we might include them in a future video. For all updates, keep following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to chat with players, other fans, or simply find someone to play with, join us on our official Discord server. From GTA Series Videos and Gary 7MT, that's all till next time.